Good morning, YouTube. We are live here. PPS back here for Past the Prop Monday edition. We got a small MLB slate, smallest one I've seen in a while, but we got some plays for you. One apiece here. Monotone, how you doing, my man? It is Monday. We had a full weekend. Obviously, college football started up. How we feeling? How we doing? How were the best this week?
It's been good, man. Ever since we've been able to do baseball, at least me personally, on more of a part-time basis where I'm doing it for Past the Prop, maybe got an occasional article play thrown in there. It's been a lot better, a lot more peaceful, a lot better records so far. And then I get to kind of focus more time on stuff like NFL prep. And then obviously week 1 of college football went great for me. So it's fun. I'm excited to kind of balance all this stuff, but keep Past the Prop going, at least for this one more week for the baseball world.
Yeah, last week, pretty much. Pretty much going to be our last week doing this for MLB specific. Obviously, maybe we'll go into Monday next week just because I know Monday Night Football is until the following one over there. But we'll let you guys know. Like I said, follow us on Twitter to find out when we're doing those. Also, I did post the link to the DraftKings contest. Remember, that's a free contest. $100 is going to be given out over there. So make sure you guys go try that out. It should be fun. It'll be fun to see if guys are listening to what we're saying for DFS guys. They're going full fade on what we're saying for it. But I think that the new setup for football this year is going to be good. Obviously, splitting up our bets with our DFS and giving you guys still the questions and stuff. Obviously, that is the next big step. So very excited for that. Obviously, we might be seeing some college football bets in here on Wednesday, Friday as well. I know both of us are going to be doing that too, grinding that in the NFL. So MLB will definitely start waning down a little bit here, but yeah, my Brewers are in a tough spot. The Cardinals just do not decide to lose ever, and I know the Nationals are. That was a fun series, huh? The last one with the Reds.
Luckily I was out. I was out every night, so I was not focused on that terrible team. So I got to see a little bit of Cavalli's first start. It's a little rocky, but he had some good stuff going. So probably going to be tuning in for the Gray Cavalli starts, and then I can skip the Corbin, Sanchez, and Espino.
Yeah, I saw I think the MLB record was broken of 43 straight starts. Right, Corbin got a W. 43 straight starts without a starting pitcher win was broken this week. Obviously, I think you should take a bow there. That's almost a month and a half of no starting pitcher getting a win. That's actually impressive. Obviously, when you have a lot of opener type players, right, it's going to be tough to get the wins. But yeah, it's impressive. Good job for the Nationals breaking that streak.
Of course, there's Corbin too, right? The most losses in the MLB breaks the streak. That's just how it goes.
But no, before we get everything rolling here, we're still probably wait about 5 minutes to get people in here. We got about 25 of you in here. We will start. How was your fantasy football draft? I know you talked about having a football draft. I had one as well. How did that go? Did you make the picks you wanted? Did you get the sleepers you were finding? Obviously, I have what I talked to you a little bit about it a little bit earlier, but I think there was a lot of matching stuff from the stuff we had. We had a couple guys that matched up.
Yeah, no, the good news is in home leagues, you can get all those kind of sleeper guys like Travis Etienne, guys like him who nobody knows who that is. He was injured all last year, so he'll fall 2 extra rounds. We both talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown, another guy that people just don't know who that is. Nobody watched the Lions last year, so unless you're actually betting every week or playing fantasy or DFS every week, then you're not going to know who that is. So I think that's a big thing. You got to know your audience, know who you're drafting again. Obviously, for me, Alvin Kamara went in pick number 7 in my draft. You know what I mean? It's name value, stuff like that really matters in some. Well, if you're drafting against guys like you and me, you're going to know kind of to be a little bit different. So I think approach there is important, but I would say it went pretty solid. I like stacking up wide receivers and, getting some solid RBs to start. I have some Aaron Jones this year, so it keeps happening. I have Aaron Jones every year. I don't know how it happens, but he's a pretty good running back. Maybe he's going to be a wide receiver this season. We'll see. But I think he should have some pretty high usage. So hopefully he gets the job done.
Yeah, it is almost that time. I actually have an absolutely massive Packer flag right down on this end of my wall. So we're a little bit closer. If the Brewers don't make the playoffs, this is going to move. And I'm going to have 2 Packer things here. So obviously I'll be ready for the season. I didn't get any Packers this year besides Robert Tonyan. I drafted second to last round. Because my last round was Leonard Fournette. I ended up getting him as my 15th round keeper. That was nice to have. I know one of my buddies had Jalen Waddle from last year, 15th round, because he didn't even go in most drafts. He ended up getting him.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there in the 15th. Everybody's drafting their second defense and shit and all this stuff. And we're sitting here. Oh yeah, we just got the number 9 running back in the. I think Waddle was going second or third round there too. So we got some fun value there. But yeah, I'm rolling. Dalvin Cook was my first one. It was hard for me to draft an NFC North guy, non-Packer in the first round, but I'm hoping this is the year he stays healthy. He hasn't had one of them. But I'm hoping this is the one. And somebody grabbed Madison before I could handcuff him. So now I'm like really scared for it.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing about Cook is he gets injured every year, but unlike Saquon or CMC, he still plays like most of the season. He just slowly gets injured over the course of the season. Dalvin could end up being like the highest value in the draft, honestly, because he's been a top 3 pick the last couple seasons, and now he's suddenly 7 or 8 just because he gets injured every year, but he always gets injured every year. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to play the injury game. I'll draft all the guys that get injured. I'll draft CMC, I'll draft Cook, and I'll draft Saquon Barkley, and we'll see if that works out. It might not, but, got to take a chance on that upside sometimes.
Yeah, and I said I used to be a stickler for it, making sure I had all bye weeks like taken care of. Now I really don't give a shit, dude. I have 4 Bills drafted on this roster. Anybody who's playing me week 7 is gonna mash me, dude. It's gonna be bad. I have like 5 dudes out on week 7 because like I looked at it too. It wasn't even just them. I think it was also the Vikings are that week. I think there's one other pretty big team that I have invested in, and I'm gonna probably have like 8 players. I'm gonna have to pick up, maybe move a punter to my kicker and all this stuff. Change it up pretty big. Week 7 is going to I might not even score 100, and we're in a boosted quarterback league, so that's why I drafted Josh Allen in the second, because any touchdown a quarterback scores is 6 points. So we even do passing touchdowns at 6 points.
Gotcha.
So it's like we boosted that like the first year we ever played, 8 years ago in our high school one. So now we're back, and Josh Allen had to go early for me. I had to get him again because I can't double keep him. Can't keep him 2 years in a row. He was my keeper the year before. So.
Hey, I'm just glad I got my league off of double QB Superflex because dude, I always did late round QB. So every year my team would be stacked, and I'd have like Daniel Jones and like Blake Bortles as my 2 quarterbacks in Superflex. And it only worked when I got Justin Herbert as a rookie and everyone hated him. And then I destroyed that year. But every other season, Superflex was the worst for me. So I'm finally on a 1 QB league, and I'll take my Kirk Cousins this season.
Yeah, I like Cousins, dude. I love Cousins this year. Let's check out who's in the chat here. We got 35 of you guys with us this morning. Obviously, happy to see that. We'll be getting to our bet shortly, but let's check out who we got here. We got Steve, obviously. I'll scroll all the way up to the top to make sure we get Jay in there. I know Jay and Dan always fighting for that first spot. Dan always usually winning our Friday shows when we're super early. We got Terrence in here. Merritt and Alex bringing up the Nationals here. Corbin ruined his weekend. Hey, I'm sure he made you enough money in his last 22 starts that you probably are fine. So I feel bad for you, but I don't really feel bad because you probably made a ton off of the Fade Corbin train for a good 2 months there. At least hopefully you made enough and you didn't just like roll it all over every single time there. But yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend overall. So go Aaron Jones. Yeah, I'm hoping he has a big one. I think Dylan will get a lot of the goal line carries, but I mean, Aaron Jones scored most of his touchdowns from outside of 10 yards anyway. So yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine. Aaron Jones is going to catch so many passes. Dude, as a guy here that watched the Packers, like, I don't know why Robert Tonyan isn't getting more love right now. Like, why is he not? What do you think is going to happen once he gets healthy, dude? He's going to be ready week 1. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be, like, out there ready to go, like, every snap. But, man, dude, he's going to take a lot. Like, everybody's forgetting about him. I just picked him up, like, off waivers here right before. I think he's going to be good.
Yeah, okay, I actually like Tonyan too, but the counter argument before we get into baseball real quick right there is that the way Tonyan was productive, because I had him on my team also. I'm also late round Tonyan guy. What?
Last year?
Yeah, or no, before, when he was actually good, right? Or
yeah,
was he good last year?
That was 2 years ago.
When he was actually good. But he was catching like a touchdown a game. That's the only way he was staying relevant. But I think now people aren't accounting as much for the fact that he might lose some touchdowns, right? Regression does make sense right here. But Devontae Adams isn't on this team anymore. And Devontae Adams got a touchdown every week, along with 100 yards every week. So I think there's actually, like you said, plenty of opportunity for Tonyan to be on that team, despite the fact that they're going to be a run-first offense that plays pretty slow. they've always been like that. They've always been a very efficient offense. People are just actually realizing it now that Devontae Adams is gone. So I agree with you, actually. I think Tunyon is a very nice kind of sneaky guy in those late rounds.
Yeah, dude, he loved that. I think it's good that they run first because those play action just flip over the middles. Dude, Tunyon, that's where Tunyon made all his money now. That's where he made all that money. And this is he's got to get paid soon. He's going to get paid soon. So this is getting close there. So hopefully he has one of those big years and I can grab a waiver guy and not lose a pick next year. I could use him as my keeper there. We got a lot of Bear fans in here. All good. I mean, I think I took the bet of them to have the most or the least wins, I think it was, in the NFL. I took that one. That was like 10-1. And I thought that was pretty good value. Besides, I took that one in the Panthers because hoping Zach Wilson comes back and finds some older ladies and he plays well.
There you go.
Beautiful. Let's get rolling. I think we got over 30 of you guys in the chat. If you could smash the like button, we appreciate it. And we'll pop over to MLB for one play apiece from each of us here. And I'll kick it to you first. Let's see if you can get this name right here.
Yeah, Castellanos and George Springer right here, both to record a hit. This one's minus 120 over on FanDuel. I'll start with Springer. I think that one is a little bit easier. He's obviously on the 12-game hit streak right now. He's been pretty popular. I believe he saved a bunch of tickets in his last at-bat over this weekend.
Yep.
I saw a lot of people sweating that one. But Springer's been good, man. Ever since he came back from that injury, he's obviously bounced back very well, but he's been great most of the season, obviously been an above average hitter. And now we got a pretty good matchup right here against a fairly unknown pitcher. Dan's the Chicago guy. Maybe he can give us a little bit of knowledge about Javier Assad because he's only made one start. I'm not obviously very familiar with this guy. The only thing that kind of concerned me was he had 4 hits allowed in 4 innings, but he also had 4 walks to go along with that. We don't love to see the high walk rate, but that was his first start. Obviously, the jitters can get you a little bit there. So I don't mind a Springer kind of run scored sprinkle as well, just in case he gets walked maybe once or even twice in this one. But obviously coming in with a hit in 22 of his last 25 games. Small sample, but when you look at what Assad threw to right-handers, it was almost exclusively fastballs. It was cutter, sinker, four-seamer. Those are very good pitches for Springer. 353 against the cutter, 333 against the sinker, and then I believe 260 against the four-seam fastball. So if he's going to see a lot of fastballs, I think that's pretty good for George Springer right here, coming in with great momentum. I believe is 12 the longest active hit streak right now since Garcia lost his over the weekend, I believe.
I believe so. I know Castellanos was leading it for a bit.
He broke it, yeah.
He did. I think he ended up getting walked a couple times there. Yeah, the nice thing about Springer, he leads off. You can't really, you're not going to walk the leadoff guy in the game, so that's always nice.
Especially when Vlad Jr. is sitting there right behind him. And then moving on to Castellanos right here, 300 in the month of August, 282 on the road, and then 305 against left-handed batters. I said this last time I played Castellanos. There's 2 things I look for. He's way better on the road because Philadelphia is a trash city. Nobody likes playing there. I don't make the rules. He does, obviously. And then he's great against left-handed pitching, coming in with good recent form. He started the season really slow, right? This was not a good start to him at all, or start to the year. He was sitting around, 250 most of the season, obviously getting some boos from that home crowd. But against left-handed pitching, he stayed consistent no matter what. He was still performing very well right here. Bumgarner, in his career, he's 2 for 6 against him. So I like that. It's obviously a pretty limited sample size. But that also accounts for the fact that Bumgarner was very good a while back. And, he's not pitching on that same level. For me, it was tough between Castellanos and Bohm. They're obviously the lefty killers. It's always hard to choose between them. But with a guy like Bumgarner, that's a more kind of unique pitcher, I'll take the guy with experience against him rather than the guy that's a lot younger and is 0 for 5 against him. So I like both of those guys against lefties, but I think Castellanos is the better choice right here, and I like this combo.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you saw. For my Pine articles, I think I had Castellanos in every single one of them for 3 days. Three straight articles talking about Castellanos, and he won me every time. I ended up winning all 3 of them because he was just so money. One thing I do like about Castellanos a little bit more down than he was with the Reds was out there he was trying to go for homers, right? He was trying to hit homers. He has not got that power stroke right now.
Yeah.
But he's still getting the gaps. He's still getting the singles. His average has raised like 15 points over that hit streak. So obviously very important there that he's seeing the ball well. He's finally kind of getting out of that. I know when guys get put in that bigger city, it's definitely a lot harder for them if they're not used to it. So I love this spot. I think this is great. Obviously, I like Springer at the top of the order there. But yeah, I know Assad does have the walk issues. Hopefully, that means he only goes like 4 innings. Cubs bullpen isn't great either. With the trades out there too, so I think you have a good spot. Obviously, I watched the Cubs this whole weekend play the Brewers, and they use a lot of their high leverage arms there. So I think that you definitely have a good spot. No break, right? They're going straight from Miller, right? I think they're going straight to Toronto. And I know that they're going to have a few guys. I was listening to their broadcast, and they said they're going to have a few guys missing with the whole mandate and stuff that they have up in Toronto. I don't know if they said who it's going to be, but I know they said that there was like 4 or 5 guys Ross was talking about, but they didn't mention the names yet. So just something to look out for that Cubs game there. I think that Blue Jays should take care of business. But, hey, I don't care if they're minus 400, right? What about them Royals with like 4 actual MLB players beating their ass when they had their ace on the hill with Manoah, and the Royals still beat them? So just make sure you're not. I mean, I'm not hyping the Cubs here, but we've seen it too many times where minus 400 teams losing, in like the Toronto one against the Royals was probably the most recent one. That's like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
All righty. My one, I'm going to the same thing. I'm going to be going into the NL Central again. Cardinals, Reds. I'm going first 5 over 5, minus 115. I was back and forth between the Cardinals first 5 team total and just the over here. But the Cardinals first 5 team total, I think, was minus 125. I'll save the extra 10 cents. I think if something blows up, it's just going to be an absolute floodgate here. I like Michaelis, but he's been terrible in Cincinnati in his career. He is 1-4 in 6 starts with a 6.4 ERA, and not good. His last 3 outings, he's given up 15 runs in those 3 outings. He's given up 5 in 5 innings in 2019, 2021. He gave up 4, and then this year he gave up 6. Right? It's going to be 90 degrees out there in Cincy today. That ballpark's going to play small. Obviously, you're seeing who's pitching for the Reds. I know him pretty well. Chase Anderson is not good. I remember Chase Anderson. He was a Brewer, and the dude gives up nukes. This guy has a ton of power issues. I would not be surprised to see everybody on Paul Goldschmidt today. Obviously, we talked about I know we talk about what he hits well. Changeup, he's batting like 370 against with a ton of pop. Chase Anderson needs to throw the changeup well, or else he's going to get nuked. His curveball is below average. Once he lost his curveball, he got cut from the Brewers. So it's going to be mostly fastball changeup here because that curveball is usually giving up a ton of pop. Would not be surprised to see a lot of stuff flying out of the ballpark today. But also, Michaelis has been okay. Like I said, he's been bad in Cincinnati, but also he's been a mid pitcher on the road, right? 4.3 ERA on the road, 60 points higher in batting average from home to road, right? So this is not a ballpark you want to be giving up anything in the air to right here, because this ball is going to fly in Cincinnati today. I think both sides have an ability to hit home runs here. I think that this is a good line here on DraftKings here. I know FanDuel has 5.5. I would take that. I'd take that probably for 1 unit. I'd probably throw a unit on it. But I mean, the thing about FanDuel is it only does half. It doesn't do whole numbers for the first 5. I did notice that. So I would probably do the 5 just for the push option. But I think that 5.5 at plus money, I wouldn't say that's anything too major for me.
Yeah, you kind of ruined my home run pick for later in the show. I mean, it's going to be Goldschmidt. It's kind of obvious, like you said, absolutely rakes in Cincinnati, and then now it's a great pitching matchup right here. So I like this play. I think there's going to be some offense, and yeah, like you said, I think the Reds will be able to produce at home too. Obviously, much better at home this season than on the road. They just had a pretty good series against the Nationals, despite losing that last game. I think there'll probably be some offense in this one also.
Yeah, I think that there's good spots across the board. Hopefully they give you a good line there on Goldschmidt. We'll take a look here in a bit. But talking about these props, we have our pick at props here for today. 2 of them. We'll start out with the number 1 most bet spot. I mean, is there a better matchup in the world than the Miami Marlins right now? This offense is trash. We have Tony Gonsolin facing off against them. I hope he gets lit up, so I'm going to be fading this just for my Carlos Rodon love that I want him to win the Cy Young. I need Alcantara Hopefully he faces the Dodgers. I think he faces the Dodgers again this next week, and I hope he gets blown up again. Blow up that ERA. Let's see Rodon shred the Padres tonight and the Phillies on Sunday. That would be two huge ones. Let's get 15 Ks a game maybe in both of those, and we'll be good. But I'm fading this just for my Carlos Rodon Cy Young ticket.
Well, my problem right here is what if they're up like 6-0 through 5 innings and he's thrown 80 pitches? They might just take him out the game, right? I mean, obviously it's that time of year where you have to start thinking about those playoff arms and how those guys are going to be in the postseason. They lost Buehler officially now through next season. That's got to be on someone's mind around there. 5.5 is a high number for a guy that doesn't really strike batters out. I want to tail this one just because, like you said, that Miami Marlins offense is terrible, but I don't know. This feels like a fair number. It feels like it should be 5.5. I don't really see value on either side, to be honest. So I'm going to fade this one with you, surprisingly, but I'm going to fade this one with you.
Let's go. Yeah, I know he is 1 strikeout behind Burns, and he's 11 behind Garrett Cole. So I don't know, some people took NL and some people took MLB. So I'm hoping he just wins the whole MLB one. Maybe they shut Cole down or something coming down here. Because the Yankees have been bad. Dude, the Yankees just lost a series to Oakland, bro. That's bad.
It's great content, though. Great content.
Oh, God, that's tough. But let's get to it. We got, what is his first name? I think it's Javier, right? Javier Assad.
Javier.
Under 3.5 strikeouts today. We talked about this game a little bit earlier. Cubs will be facing the Blue Jays in Toronto. I'll kick it to you first here on this one. You got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just judging by his pitch arsenal and everything I saw from his Baseball Savant page in my research, I'm gonna tail this one. I'm gonna say he goes under. He did have 4 Ks in his first outing, but obviously now we have a little bit of a tougher matchup right here. He doesn't seem like a strikeout guy. None of the whiff percentages were very impressive in that first start. I think the highest one was like the changeup at like 25%, and I think he threw it twice. So, I don't know. Obviously, a super small sample size to be working with. I'm not sure why people have so much confidence in this play already, but I would tend to agree. He doesn't just seem like a strikeout pitcher at all. So I'm going to tail the under 3.5 right here.
Yeah, I like the under. I'll be tailing this. I don't know if a lot of you guys use Fangraphs, but they have a really nice option here that they give you like the rest of season stats, right? They think that this is his projection for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. And looking at his rest of the season stats, he had 15% K rate in the first game. They're projecting him at 14.9. Of rest of the season ERA at 5.26, right? And that's after he had a 0 in the first one, right? He did get extremely lucky because he had 4 walks in that game, and he had a 30% walk rate against righties. What does Toronto have? All righties. This dude could walk 8 guys, and I wouldn't be surprised. I might actually look at his walk prop, and I've never bet a walk prop ever. So this is actually might be my first ever walk prop I take, but it's just I'm concerned that he's not going to be able to get very deep in this game. Blue Jays at home are much better. Obviously, Rogers Center is very hitter friendly for these guys. Ton of room in the outfield, and the Blue Jays kind of woke up after they got nuked by the first 2 games and shutouts. They end up, I think, scoring like 4 or 5 yesterday. So I think that might help them out a little bit. And then traveling back home, and they're in a huge playoff race right now, dude. They're on the bubble. They're fighting with the Orioles right now. So they need to win. They need to score runs because that pitching staff is not it. And I think this is definitely a spot here where you're going to really, really see them come to life here. One of these couple games, they're going to have one of those 11-run explosions. And I don't know if it'll be this game, but it'll be soon. It'll be one of these games in this series. I know Jake is a Cubs guy there. Assad was a command. Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to be a ground ball guy. I mean, I'm looking at his usage rate of stuff, and it's mostly cutter. Cutter's his number 1 use pitch, so I usually always talk about that. It's cutter, and then, his rest of the season numbers are not very good. So I'll lean into Fangraphs for that one. I appreciate them doing that there. I know you've bet on this guy before. Do you have any thoughts here? Steve's bringing up Bello. Bello is the Red Sox rookie here. He's facing the Twins. Do you have anything here, or do you want me to go on this one?
No, I like it. I mean, the thing that I was worried about with Bello earlier in the season was that he wasn't really stretched out, and I mean, he still, I guess, isn't. He's obviously very raw still, but what do the Red Sox have to lose at this point? Why not let this guy go, 5+ innings in this outing? I believe it's at 3.5 last game, and we were worried in the Discord that he was going to be relieved by Rich Hill, and that just didn't end up happening despite being like the common rumor, and he cashed this ticket. So he has nasty stuff. I think he can get over this any given day. It's just I'm curious how deep they continue to let him go, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have Byron Buxton, which is a free 2K, so that's also in there. Also, I mean, there's some good hitters in this Twins lineup. It's just can Bello not walk guys. That's really what kills him, dude. His pitch count gets so high, so fast that they like. If you're seeing a rookie throw 30 pitches in an inning, you're not going to let him go more than probably 2 innings, because obviously once you get past that 25 pitch mark, that's automatic strenuous inning on a pitcher here. So
yeah, but
I think 3.5. I think 3.5 is fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think when a guy also walks these guys and they're not a ground ball pitcher, then they've got to strike guys out to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like when they back themselves in a corner, his tool is striking guys out. He's not a double play pitcher, so obviously it drives the pitch count up and, lessens his leash, but hopefully he can kind of K himself out of them. I think 3.5 is too low. I think this should probably be 4.5 plus 125, something like that for most of his starts. But I think it depends on how long they let him go, because like you said, that pitch count does skyrocket sometimes.
Yeah. And the bottom of this order is bad. They picked up Stanley Leon, who hasn't been a good hitter in like 8 years.
DC legend.
Jake Cave in this lineup, not good. Nick Gordon has been playing better, so I won't talk shit on him, but he's been playing really well. And the top of the order is dangerous. So you don't want to be playing with fire in Minnesota here. I do like the Twins today. I do like that spot for them in this one. But let's do our recap here. We're a good time here. We'll do our recap, find our home run guys. Obviously, you already did, but we'll get to mine there in a second. So I'll let you kick us off here with yours.
Yep, starting out with George Springer and Nick Castellanos to both record a hit right here at -120 over on FanDuel. I'll be fading Gonsolin right here. I think it's a fair number. I don't really have a strong take either way. And then I will be tailing the under 3.5 Ks right here for Assad.
Yep, I'm on DraftKings for the Cardinals first 5 over 5. And I will be on the same sides as you, Stu. I'll be on the under for Gonsolin and the under for Assad. All right, tell me why. Obviously, I gave a little bit of background, but why are we rolling with Goldschmidt today?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Goldschmidt absolutely destroys, I guess anywhere. He's the MVP candidate, but especially in Cincinnati, what you call the Great American Small Park for a reason. I believe 4 home runs over his last 3 trips in Cincinnati this season. This guy is just going to crush it. He's going to crush it, and this is a small ballpark. And now, like you said, you talked about the pitching matchup, all the slugging allowed right here. It makes for a great matchup. So I'm perfectly fine. I know the odds aren't great. It's plus 265 right now. But I'm going to take it. And I think maybe an O'Neal sprinkle could be good right here. And I think maybe a Pujols if you really want to get a little risky right here. But I'm going to go with the reliable Paul Goldschmidt.
What were the odds for him?
Plus 265.
265. Okay. Let me take a look. I have one guy in mind here. I just want to make sure I look at this correctly. All right. I might do Josh Donaldson today. I might roll with Josh Donaldson today. I like Jose Suarez for strikeouts. I think he's very good at striking guys out here. I believe they're in LA, correct? It's the Yankees should be traveling to LA.
Yeah, I think so.
One. Suarez obviously has been very good for strikeouts, but against righties this season, over a 400 slugging percentage. He's given up 10 home runs this year, 9 of those to righties. And obviously Donaldson does do well against lefties. I know it's hard to say, but this is a park downgrade for him. Obviously, Yankee Stadium is so small, but LA is still hitter friendly. I don't like the Angels bullpen at all. They had to use quite a bit of it yesterday with Ranger Suarez, or not Ranger Suarez. What am I talking about? Tucker Davidson only going 3 or 4 innings. I think it was 4 maybe. They had to use their long reliever in Jesse Chavez. So I'm interested. to see how they use this bullpen. I don't think it's good. Obviously, Yankees are on the road. Obviously, get the 9th at bat automatically because they should be winning. But I think this is a good spot. The Angels have been putting up more of a fight since Trout's come in there. They've actually been scoring runs, which is weird. But Rengifo, bro, that dude's good, man. That dude's raking right now. I picked him up in fantasy, and he hit like 3 homers for me this week. So I do like the spot. I think this would be a good one here. Sign me up for Josh Donaldson. Hopefully that's a bigger number there. Do you have any idea?
Oh, plus 1579. Sorry, I didn't know what to say. Just blankly stared back at you right there. Well, yeah, no, plus 1579 is good, I think, for these guys.
What was Donaldson's rate?
Plus 360.
Okay. That's reasonable. All right. Ohtani versus Montas. I mean, what is I don't know what his line is. His line can't be that high. He just hit one yesterday, right?
It's 320, so not bad.
Yeah, Montas is interesting because Montas is heavy sinker, so he's trying to get you to ground ball. But yeah, Ohtani, dude. The thing about Ohtani is like you would never guess that he's a good hitter if you watch some of his at bats because, dude, some of these times he's like out of the box, falling over, swinging, missing, and then he'll just smash one about 450. It's ridiculous. He's so good, man. And how do you hit in the 3-hole after you throw 100 pitches the night before? Dude, I threw games where I threw like 80, 85, and I was wrecked for at least a day and a half. Just wrecked. And this dude's out there hitting major league pitching and hitting it well, right? He threw on Saturday and then hits a nuke on Sunday, dude. It's just unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable what he's doing. All righty. You got anything for the guys here? 32 minutes in. We're right at that number. What do you got for us, Stu, before we head into today's slate here?
Yeah, you guys are going to want to make sure to check out Pickett Sports. Obviously, I've been posting more on there. You said you don't have any walk wins this season. Well, if you were on Pickett Sports, I posted Cade Cavalli over 1.5 walks at plus money, which is a disrespectful line. He walked 2 batters while hitting 3 more in that game. That was so easy. And I gave that all over to the guys on Pickett Sports. Baseball, people don't care about it anymore. People care about football. People care about more football. So I'll be posting baseball in Discord, on Pickett, and other places where people that can actually care about it can find it. And I think you guys will want to care about it because there's going to be a lot of easy winners as these call-ups kind of come up and stuff like that. So make sure to check out Pickett Sports, code PTP. It's a completely free app, and they'll send you between $3 and $100 when you sign up. Obviously, great way to track your bets and then follow more stuff that we're doing. So yeah, make sure you're over on Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett's actually sponsoring that DK contest for us, guys. So make sure you guys sign up for it, right? It's free. It's literally free. You can win $50. You take first place. It's just free. Obviously, that's week 1 DraftKings contest. That is in the link below. Make sure you check that out. Come join us. It'll be fun. You can smack talk. You guys beat us. Obviously, you can smack talk us. We'll be here, right? You know where we're at. You'll find us. It's not that hard to find us, right? So we'll be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. One thing I did want to mention as well was just the different timings, right? We're going to be at different times. These are going to be our times. Monday's going to be at 2 my time, Wednesday's 2 my time, and then Friday is going to be at noon. So make sure you guys kind of have that in your calendar, right? We're going to be at a little bit different times. That'll be starting next week. Just make sure you tune into Twitter for us if we do switch it to this one for the week to finish this one. But yeah, we have a ton of stuff coming out, ton of content. We upped our amount of stuff we're going to do here for football, right? We're not just doing our Friday show. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. We're going to be back. We're going to be here. Always ready to answer your guys' questions. And I'm very, very excited for where we're about to go. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season. Obviously, college football as well. So make sure you guys are tuning into our Wednesday, Friday this week. You might be seeing some football stuff there. So without further ado, guys, go lock these in. Best of luck on your bets. Hopefully, we'll be seeing a nice little sweep for our Wednesday show. And we'll be able to keep building that bankroll for football season, right? That's what we're here to do at the end of this baseball run here. So thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. We will talk to you guys Wednesday for Pass the Prop on Wednesday. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck.